After an off day well spent at Fenway Park, the Whitey Red Sox return home to square off in a key matchup against the Brewster Whitecaps. It's the top two teams in the Eastern Division, and the Red Sox trying to bury Brewster. And the Whitecaps will try to close the gap between these two teams. Whitey and Brewster coming up. And we welcome you into the broadcast booth. The Red Sox, after tying Chatham on Sunday, head back home here to Red Wilson Field after an off day that took them into Boston, an off day that was well spent as the Red Sox worked out on field at Fenway Park along with the other 9 Cape League baseball teams. And Carlo, we were there. We got to see what it was like for these guys to hit on field, take infield, outfield at Fenway Park. What did the off day mean to this team?
Yeah, I mean, what a cool experience that the guys got to experience. Go to Fenway, you get the whole field pretty much to yourself, besides Orleans, who is also working out there. And you're able to, try to hit home runs over the Green Monster. Saw a couple guys on the team do that. Try to hit one down the right field line. Cole Carrick was throwing absolute darts from right field. Brady Montgomery throwing darts from right field into home plate. I mean, it was a really cool workout, really well run by the Cape Cod Baseball League. Big props to them because that was an 8 to 8 p.m. event, and I think just an awesome experience for the Whitey Red Sox.
And we had lots of fun as well, just getting to watch it with the team on field there. On the baseball side, if you were with us on Sunday, you might have heard that the Red Sox were playing with a short bench. They had 2 position players available off the bench in that game. So over the off day, the Red Sox made 2 player moves, brought in a couple of new faces. One of those new faces is in the starting lineup today. And Carlo, you mentioned him. What are we going to see out of Brady Montgomery?
I mean, whenever you can get the Pac-12 Freshman of the Year, that's usually a good thing. This is a guy who can throw plus 95 on the mound and also hit 18 home runs at Stanford, breaking the Stanford record for most home runs by a freshman. You're looking at a Whitey team right now that doesn't have a whole lot of power. Well, this is a guy who can swing the bat. Wind is blowing out today at Red Wilson. Don't be surprised if Brady Montgomery has a great day.
We'll take a brief break, introduce you to the rest of the Red Sox starting lineup, but especially to their starting pitcher, Bryce Robinson, and the Brewster starting lineup coming up in just a minute here at Red Wilson Field. It's the Red Sox and the Whitecaps. We welcome you back to Red Wilson Field. Sam Lebowitz alongside Carlo Jimenez here as the Whitey Red Sox, after an off day, are looking to get back in the win column against an Eastern Division rival. It's the Brewster Whitecaps who come to town today. These two teams will face each other 3 times in the next 6 games. And a key one here today as Bryce Robinson, who has been perhaps the most effective starter for the Red Sox, takes the mound to face these Brewster Whitecaps. The lineup that he will face goes as follows. Javier Vaz, the left fielder out of Vanderbilt, will lead off, followed by Ryan Lasko, the center fielder, batting second. Cameron Fisher, the right fielder, bats third. David Mendham cleans up. He plays first base. Carson DiMartini, the second baseman, bats fifth, followed by Curtis Burden, the catcher, who bats sixth. 7, 8, 9, Grayson Tatro, the DH, Parks Harbor, the third baseman, and Davis Diaz, the shortstop. Javier Vaz coming in to the left-hand batter's box to start the festivities in this one against Bryce Robinson. Bryce is pitching through his first 4 outings, 3 of them starts, 16 2/3 innings with a pristine 1.08 ERA. His first start since July 1st. His first pitch to Vaz is low for ball 1, says home plate umpire Mark Delaney, calling the balls and strikes. Patrick Burns, the first base umpire, and Tom Ryberg down the third base line. 1-0 to Vaz is high, a fastball out of Bryce Robinson, the BYU Cougar, who will be a junior this year, has not missed a ton of bats, less than a strikeout per inning, but has kept guys off balance all summer. 2-0, swinging a foul straight back. Lots of changeups out of Bryce is really the name of the game for the right-hander out of Las Vegas, Nevada. Fastball, changeup, and overhand curveball. Occasionally flashes a slider. Only 5 walks so far this year. His last outing against Orleans may be his best. 2-1, a fastball misses high. Count 3-1. Against the Firebirds on July the 1st, he went 6 shutout innings. Struck out just 3, but allowed just 2 walks and 4 hits. and a 4-0 YD victory. 3-1. Line towards center. Cole Carrick started in, now going back, and he makes the catch, backpedaling towards the fence. And that's how this one starts. A line out to fairly deep center. Get to the rest of the defense for the Red Sox. While we're at it, Luke Schliger is catching for Robinson. Mike Bovey plays first. Chase Mydroth plays second. Hunter Haas plays short. Jordan Thompson plays third. Left to right in the outfield, Caden Connor. You met Cole Carrick. And the newbie, Braden Montgomery, plays right field. Here's Ryan Lasko, right-hand hitting center fielder out of Rutgers. There's been a lot of turnover on this Brewster roster since we last faced them. First pitch misses high. Lasko, one of the guys we have seen. He's been here all summer for these Whitecaps for the most part. 1-0. This is down and away. The count 2-0. Lasko is a .217 hitter. Was away with Team USA during the Stars and Stripes trials in North Carolina. 2-0. There's the changeup. Swing and a miss. Did not make the final roster. He's back here. One of the 30 Golden Spikes semifinalists in collegiate baseball this year. Infield shifts well to the pull side. 2-1. This is up and in. They count 3-1 on Lasko, who's still looking to get back in the groove. This is just his third game back for Brewster. 3-1. It is chopped foul softly up the left side. Lasko's yet to have an extra base hit so far this summer across his 60 at-bats. He's driven in just one run, but a big gap between June 26th and July 9th in his game logs. 3-2. In there, strike three called. He got him on the inside corner of fastball. First strikeout for Bryce Robinson, and that's the second out here in the first. Brings up Cameron Fisher. Fisher, another left-hand hitter. He's playing right field today. Just 3 of the 9 position players in the lineup for Brewster were on this roster when these two teams last faced. That was the third game of the season. The Red Sox and Whitecaps played a home-and-home series. As the first pitch home is a fastball at the knees for strike one. During that opening week, games 2 and 3 at Brewster, then here. Brewster won both of those games, 3-0 and 3-1. 0-1. Changeup floats in for a strike. Count quickly 0-2 on Fisher, who's been off to a hot start in his 5 games. A 353 hitter with a homer. He's driven in 3 RBIs. Also has a double and a triple across those 5 games. 0-2. He holds up on the changeup in the count 1-2. In terms of weather, we're dealing with quite a bit of wind, and it's going to be a good day to be a right-hand hitter because it is swirling out to left field. In fact, so much that the flag has folded up on itself as the 1-2 is foul tipped in and out of the glove of Luke Schliger, and we'll do it again. It's blowing so hard out to straightaway left that the flag has wrapped around the pole. It is a beautiful day for baseball otherwise. 79 degrees at first pitch. Here a hair after 5 o'clock here in South Yarmouth. 1-2. High pop-up, foul and out of play. The infield shifted well right on the left-hand hitting Fisher. Out of UNC Charlotte, who had his best day of the season in his last game before the off day on Sunday at Harwich. 3 for 4, a pair of extra base hits, including a homer. 1-2. Misses down and in. The count evens up on Fisher. Not a cloud in sight here at Dennis Yarmouth High School at Red Wilson Field. Brewster wearing their teal uniform tops, white pants with pinstripes. 2-2. In there, strike three called. Bryce Robinson with a pair of strikeouts as he walks off the field in his Whitey Red Sox white alternate jersey. Red Sox coming to bat in the bottom of the first. We'll be right back in a scoreless game. T-Mobile is a proud sponsor of the Cape Cod Baseball League. T-Mobile believes that when small towns thrive, America thrives. That's why they're investing billions to bring fast, reliable, and affordable wireless service beyond the big cities and small towns across America. There's never been a better time to join T-Mobile. Visit T-Mobile.com/acrossamerica to find out more. We bring you to the bottom of the first in a scoreless game. Red Sox coming to bat against the Brewster Whitecap right-hander out of LSU, Grant Taylor. Not the Grant Taylor that's been throwing bullets for the Red Sox all summer. Same name, different guy. Ours goes to Washington State. This one goes to LSU. The lineup that he will face for the Red Sox goes as follows. Luke Schliger catches, leads off. Hunter Haas plays short, bat second. Chase Mydroth will play second, bat third. Cole Carrick cleans up, and he plays center. Caden Connor, the left fielder, bats fifth. Johnny Long will DH and bat sixth. Brady Montgomery making his season debut, plays right field, bats seventh. Mike Bovey plays first, bats eighth. And Jordan Thompson will round out the lineup playing third base. Luke Schliger in the left-hand batter's box, moving those hands above his head. First pitch home from the right-hander Taylor is a fastball that misses a bit high. 1 ball, no strikes. Schliger comes in, bit of a hot hitter, hitting .380 over his last 7 games. 1-0 is lifted foul, left side and out of play. Overall, a .271 average. Against Chatham on Sunday, he drove in a pair with a single and 3 trips to the plate. He also walked twice, so a good day in that one for Luke. Back in the leadoff spot where he's been most of the time. In a 1-1. High fastball, and as is the book on Grant Taylor, he's come out throwing pretty hard. Taylor was mostly a reliever this year for the Tigers. 17 appearances, just 2 starts. 2-1. Missed high again, another fastball. The count 3-1 on Schliger. Did pitch to a 5.81 ERA in his freshman season, but struck out 39 across 31 innings. 3-1 is lined towards left center field. That's a base hit, and it goes towards the gap. Vaz cuts it off deep. Schliger takes a big turn, but he holds on with a leadoff single. First hit for either side, and it leads off the bottom of the first. Luke Schliger continues to swing a good bat.
Yeah, really has emerged here in the leadoff spot, and you see why, Sam. He just continues to reach every single time. Feels like whenever Luke's up the bat, he's going to work a 3-ball count and at least make the pitcher work or get on base.
He stands at first with 1 away. Hunter Haas, the shortstop, will take the swings here. Runner on first and out. First pitch is swung on and fouled off right side up the first baseline. Get to the defense for the Brewster Whitecaps. Curtis Byrne is catching for Grant Taylor. David Mendham is the first baseman. Carson DiMartini plays second. Davis Diaz is the shortstop. Parks Harbor plays third. Javier Vaz is out in left. Ryan Lasco in center. And Cameron Fisher playing in right. Right-hand hitting Hunter Haas out of Texas A&M on an 0-1. Here it comes. Breaking ball, first one we've seen. It misses away. 2 distinct breaking balls to go along with that mid-90s fastball. Already has been clocked up to 94, 95 in this outing so far. A curveball, more of an overhand breaker. That's what we just saw. And then a sharper slider. Red Sox should have their hands full with a talented young arm. 1-1, fouls straight back. Taylor so far for the Whitecaps. This will be his final start of the summer. In his first 4 outings, 3 of those starts, 15 innings, he struck out 18, pitching to a 2.40 ERA. His last outing against Orleans was his best. 6 shutout frames with 5 strikeouts. Now he's back on July the 5th. 1-2. Curveball, and it rides high. Count 2-2 on Hunter Haas. Trying to move Schliger around. Hunter broke a brief 0-for stretch that lasted 4 games with a 1-for-4 performance against Chatham on Sunday. Average sitting at 264. at the moment. 2-2 runner goes. Breaking ball swung and missed. Strike 3. Throw down by Byrne. Not in time. Schliger steals his 5th bag. Haas strikes out for the first out here in the first. But a runner in scoring position.
They look like they called interference. Mark Delaney might have called interference at home, and so Schliger is going to be out.
Well, that changes things. 2 out, nobody on as Schliger heads off the field. Might have been, was it the home plate umpire, Mark Delaney, who had the first call? Patrick Burns, the first base umpire, corroborating that. So a caught stealing, rather, thanks to the interference. Schliger set aside on the base paths. Haas is struck out. Strike him out, throw him out, if you will. And Chase Mydroth, the hitter, with the bases clear and 2 out. Out of the stretch, Taylor from the first base side. First pitch to Mydroth, the curveball that misses low.
I guess Delaney felt Hunter Haas stepped in front of Byrne.
One out to Mydroth. Fouled off right side, out of play. Chase's average is also in the same spot as Hunter Haas's before that at bat, also with 264 hitter. But over his last 13 games, he's hitting 325. Did take an 0-for on Sunday. Still second on Cape Cod in on-base percentage. 1-1 to Chase. Fouled off. Count 1-2 on Mydroth, the University of San Diego Torero. Chase should only be with the Red Sox for a few more days. That's part of that position player crunch that we talked about in the open. Red Sox losing Paz Ferreras and Drew Bowser, cutting their bench to just 2 players on Sunday. Now back to 4 players with the addition of Braden Montgomery and Zack Liu. 1-2 to Mydroth. Check swing and a tapper into the glove of the catcher Curtis Byrne for strike 3. A little slider running away from Mydroth that he barely tipped, but he did. It's strike 3 on him. Red Sox go down in order despite the leadoff single here in the bottom of the first. On to the second we go here at Red Wilson Field in a scoreless game. Cape Cod Veterinary Specialists offer premier emergency and specialty care for when it matters most. Located in Buzzards Bay and Dennis. Learn more at CapeCodVetSpecialists.com. That's CapeCodVetSpecialists.com. We go to the second here at Red Wilson Field. Sam Lebowitz alongside Carlo Jimenez in the broadcast booth on a beautiful Tuesday evening. The Whitecaps and Red Sox squaring off for the first time since mid-June here on July the 12th. And it'll be 4, 5, and 6 in the Brewster lineup to face Bryce Robinson in a scoreless game so far. David Mendham, Carson DiMartini, and Curtis Byrne. The 3 batters due up here. Infield shifts well right on Mendham, the first baseman. First pitch is swung on and fouled back. A wild cut on the first one from Mendham out of Oklahoma State. Well-regarded Canadian baseball prospect out of Dorchester, Ontario in 2020. He was voted Canada's best young player as the 0-1 heads home and misses low. The Canadian Baseball Player of the Year, and rightfully so. He hit .493 across 21 games in JUCO for the Connors State Cowboys. 1-1. High fly ball back into center. Should stay in the yard. Cole Carrig moving to his right. He's under it. He makes the catch. Wind is pushing out that way towards left and left center, but really the only effect it had on that ball was pushing it closer towards the line and left. Carrig sets aside the first out. Mendham retired. One away here in the second. Carson DiMartini, the second baseman, another left-hand hitter, steps in. And the infield stays shifted well to the pull side. First pitch home is a curveball that misses a bit high.
Any fly ball to center, you almost hold your breath for a second, Sam, just because of how strong the wind is out to left.
1-0. In at the feed, a changeup. And count 2-0 on DiMartini out of Virginia Tech. He was on the ACC's all-freshman team this year, hit .341 for VT. With 15 homers, a very solid first season in collegiate baseball. Just a .208 hitter on Cape Cod through 18 games. 2-0. Changeup on the outside corner for a strike. The Whitecaps in their teal road jerseys that say Brewster across the front in white lettering. The numbers beneath them in navy blue. 2-1. Swing and a miss, another changeup. With the white pants and pinstripes down them. Can't see it here as they're batting with helmets on, but the Whitecaps are also wearing team hats for the first time all summer. 2-2. Poked foul left side. They usually have players wear the hats that they get from their schools as to give each player a little bit of uniqueness on the field. But today wearing navy caps with a W on them. 2-2 is pulled into the shift right side. Jordan Thompson over, smothers it. His throw will be well late and actually gets away, and Luke Schliger can't get it, and heading towards second and making it safely is DiMartini. Couple of compounding errors there for the Red Sox as it looked like that ball rode up Jordan Thompson's forearm and into his stomach. He spun and he threw well high, and Luke Schliger, who was backing up the play near home plate, couldn't get over to cut it off before it found its way to the backstop. Be a hit and an error on Thompson, allowing DiMartini to advance to second. First hit for the Whitecaps, their first runner in scoring position. Here with one out in the second, brings up Curtis Byrne, the catcher, right-hand hitter out of TCU. That was the first pitch is ripped towards third and caroms off Thompson and heads into left field. In to score from second is DiMartini, staying at first with perhaps an RBI single. It will be an RBI single is Curtis Byrne. That was a one-hop smash towards Jordan Thompson. Took a wicked hop off his upper chest and caromed well over Hunter Haas's head. By the time it settled in mid-left center, there was really no chance to have a play at home plate as DiMartini scored easily. Two pitches and two awkward plays for the Red Sox and a run home for Brewster. It's 1-0. Thompson involved in both of them. First pitch to Grayson Tatro is fouled back, a changeup.
And Bryce Robinson, Sam, who's been pitching so well until that smash hit by Byrne, he's got to try to relock in after putting up 3 down and 3 up in the first. With a runner at first and 1 away.
Before the 0-1, a check on the runner at first. Tatro out of Abilene Christian has been here pretty much all summer as well for Brewster. This is his 24th game. 0-1. Pulled to the right side and foul past first. It's 24 of the now 27 games for Brewster that Tetro's appeared in. He's a .253 hitter with 5 doubles, a triple. He's driven in 13. But he's been struggling as of late, just 2 for his last 23. Another check on it first. And not only that for Tetro, the biggest issue is the strikeouts. He struck out 32 times in 75 at-bats. That's the second most strikeouts on Cape Cod. 0-2 to him. He's lifted foul down the left side towards where the fans are amassed on the short berm that the Red Sox have beyond the third base stands, where lots of fans have set up lawn chairs. The bleachers along both foul lines as well are well full. A nice crowd here on a midweek game. 0-2. Swinging a foul tip held by Luke Schliger. A changeup had Tetro out in front. Another strikeout for Grayson Tetro, and the third strikeout for Bryce Robinson. That's the second out here in the second. And Curtis Byrne holding it first.
And we've mentioned multiple times how it's a windy day here, Sam. Robinson's last start came at Orleans on July 1st, in that outing in which he struck out 3. It was also a very, very windy day, and you wonder if that plays a factor for him here.
Almost kind of the opposite conditions, though, despite the wind, as the first pitch for Parks Harbor is swung on and missed a changeup. Harbor, the third baseman. That game at Orleans, the wind was blowing in so heavily that anything that got put up in the air died out there. But today, you would expect the opposite effect because the wind is blowing out so strongly that it's more conducive to offense. 0-1 in the dirt. But Robinson said after the game, when I talked to him, that on a windy day like that, he feels as though he can throw whatever he wants because he knows that they're not going to be able to hit it out of the ballpark. If he can make sure that they elevate it, it's going to find an outfielder's glove. 1-1, fastball, striking the outside corner. Be curious to talk to him after this one. But the wind really blowing more against his face, and with a guy who throws as many changeups as Bryce Robinson, that being his best pitch, you almost wonder if the wind helps the changeup. 0-2 is rolled to the left side. Hunter Haas fields it on a hop. He flips to second for the force-in tie. A run on 2 hits with an error mixed in the middle of that for Brewster, as the Red Sox will come to bat in the second, trailing the Whitecaps. It's 1-0 here at Red Wilson Field. As a proud sponsor of the Cape Cod Baseball League, the Mass State Lottery is celebrating the games we love playing, from the baseball diamond to the many lottery games that help support all 351 cities and towns across the Commonwealth. So here's to 50 years of winning, and to 50 more. Bottom of the second here at Red Wilson Field. Sam Lebowitz alongside Carlo Jimenez as the Whitecaps lead the Red Sox 1-0 in the early stages of this one. Red Sox will have the middle of their lineup due up with Cole Carrick, Caden Connor, and Johnny Long. And if someone gets on, we'll get to see Braden Montgomery's first at-bat as a Red Sox. The Red Sox got the leadoff runner on in the first as Luke Schliger led off the ballgame with a single, but he was caught stealing on an interference call when Hunter Haas struck out swinging when he tried to steal second. And the Red Sox were set aside in order. Now trailing 1-0 thanks to a couple of Brewster hits in the top of the second, including an RBI single by their catcher, Curtis Byrne. That's where we stand here. Cole Carrig, the switch-hitting center fielder, will step into the left-hand batter's box against the righty Grant Taylor out of LSU and start things off here in the bottom of the second. Infield straight up on Cole. First pitch is slashed foul left side out of play. No balls and a strike. Cole comes in, a .310 hitter. But the splits for him have been less than favorable in these types of at-bats. As a right-hand hitter, Cole is hitting .435. 0-1. Checks his swing back towards his back foot. He went, said third base umpire Tom Ryberg. They count 0-2 quickly on Carrick. As a left-hand batter, just .263. Still respectable, but quite the discrepancy. Cole comes in 2 behind the league lead in stolen bases with 13. We'll have to work out of an 0-2 hole here. And the 0-2 misses low, a fastball. Grant Taylor, the LSU right-hander, no relation to the Red Sox Grant Taylor out of Washington State. Both pitchers, different looks. This Taylor, clean-shaven. Our Grant, very bearded. 1-2. Swing and a miss, a curveball in the dirt. Tag applied by Curtis Byrne. That's the first out in the second. And the third strikeout, all coming consecutively for Grant Taylor. Well, this Grant Taylor says that his brain works very analytically, Carlo. And the way that that has shown itself outside of the lines, because on the baseball field, data tends to be something that, if understood by players, can benefit them exponentially. But it also affects him in terms of his hobbies. First pitch to Caden Connor is a fastball in at the knees for strike 1. This Grant Taylor, in 5th grade, was so interested in patterns and the math behind them that when he saw one of his middle school teachers with a Rubik's Cube in their hands, as the 0-1 is a curveball and a wicked one, swung on and missed strike 2, he decided he was going to learn how to solve a Rubik's Cube as quickly as he could as a 5th grader. At one point, Grant Taylor says that he could solve a Rubik's Cube in under 25 seconds. Under 25 seconds.
It's pretty fast.
0-2. Rolled to the right side, bobbled, knocked down by the second baseman, DeMartini. He has plenty of time to throw out Caden Connor. That's the second out. Brings up Johnny Long. Now, he can't solve it quite as fast. He's a little out of practice. Only about 45 seconds now.
Oh, only 45. Well, you know, hopefully he can get back to that superhuman speed. That is unreal. 45 seconds?
I've never solved a Rubik's Cube, Carlo. I don't know the first thing about the techniques that it takes to solve one. But Grant Taylor is capable of doing it in under a minute. Here's Johnny Long, right-hand hitter. First pitch home to him is a fastball over the outside corner, 0-1. And it's not even the most unique thing about Grant Taylor. He has 2 brothers who also play college baseball. 0-1. Curve in the dirt. His brother, Evan, was a relief ace for the Arkansas Razorbacks this year. And Grant, his worst outing this year for LSU was against Arkansas. 1-1. Curve is foul tipped back. And the count 1-2 on Johnny Long. Gave up 3 runs in an outing against the Razorbacks on April the 16th and did not allow a run. Or rather, did not get a hitter out, excuse me. Allowed 3 runs. 1-2 to Long. He chokes up and he fouls it back. I'm sure that brother Evan had some bragging rights after that one, who is in fact the better of the Taylor brothers. And there's a third one who's also a pitcher in college baseball. 1-2. Swing and a miss. High fastball blew it by him. 3 up, 3 down in the second. A pair of strikeouts for the Rubik's Cube extraordinaire, Grant Taylor, who hits the dugout, holding a 1-0 lead for the Whitecaps as we head to the third here at Red Wilson Field. Well, hello from Captain Parker's Pub over in West Yarmouth on Route 28. The entire crew from Captain Parker's wants to give a big salute to the Cape Cod Baseball League, especially the young players who have dedicated so much time and effort to baseball, America's pastime. So join us for lunch or dinner or a bowl of our world-famous clam chowder at Captain Parker's. Easy to find, awfully hard to leave. Top of the third here at Red Wilson Field. We welcome you back on this beautiful Tuesday evening, a little past 5:30 on your clocks. Sam Lebowitz alongside Carlo Jimenez. Brewster leads 1-0. They'll try to extend that against Bryce Robinson here in the third. First pitch to Davis Diaz is popped up, back of short. Hunter Haas backpedaling. He calls and he makes the catch. 1 pitch, 1 out here in the third. Flips the lineup card and brings Javier Vaz, Davis Diaz's teammate from Vanderbilt, around to the plate. Vaz hit one hard his first time, but wound up lining out to fairly deep center where Cole Carrig had it measured. First pitch to him, left-hand hitter, is a changeup that skips in the dirt to Luke Schliger. 1 ball, no strikes. Brewster got their run in the second. Carson DiMartini reached on an infield hit, advanced to second on a throwing error on that play, and scored on the ensuing pitch on a Curtis Byrne RBI single. 1-0, a changeup drops in strike 1. Bryce Robinson has otherwise looked very good. He's got 3 strikeouts through the first, now 2 1/3, with just those 2 singles allowed. 1-1. Swing and a miss. Another changeup got him out in front. And the count quickly 1-2. He had 3 strikeouts in his last outing total. That was in 6 shutout frames against the Firebirds at Eldridge Park in Orleans. And in this one, he's already matched that total. 1-2 on Vaz. Lifted in the air pretty well out to right. Braden Montgomery gets turned around, back to the infield. Watching it, it's off the base of the fence. Vaz cruises into second as Montgomery throws a strike to Hunter Haas. Talk about the arm by Braden Montgomery. He almost made that a closer play than it needed to be. But Vaz is a 1-out double.
Well, Montgomery's got a great arm, but he hasn't had a whole lot of time to adjust to what right field is like here at Red Wilson. And then you add the extra element of the swirling wind. That is a play that I think he played it right. Just don't try to do too much with that baseball.
Didn't even look like he threw it all that hard, and he still made it into second base accurately in the air. It's the second double of the year for Javier Vaz. He's a second 1-out. First pitch to Ryan Lasko is swung on and fouled back.
There's a great video on our Twitter that our beat reporter, Mike Puzingarev, took yesterday at Fenway Park of Montgomery's arm and right. He can really sling it. And you add him and then Kerrigan center, Sam. Those are 2 very strong outfielders.
0-1 to Lasko. Checks his swing, takes a strike. Quickly 0-2 on Lasko, who took a called third strike his first time through. Montgomery has, I think, a bit unfairly been called the Pac-12's Shohei Ohtani, simply because he's a power-hitting outfielder who can also pitch exceptionally well. Montgomery, we expect to see on a mound at some point this summer. He told me yesterday at Fenway he will be a two-way guy here. 0-2 is rolled towards third. Picked on a short hop by Jordan Thompson. His throw across is in time. And staying at second is Vaz. That's the second out.
It's a nice play by Jordan Thompson, too, after the tough throw and then the bobble.
Especially considering he had a rough throwing day on Sunday against Chatham from the hot corner. There he threw a strike. Mike Bovey pointing at him after completing the play at first base with some props to his third baseman. So 2 out, runner on second, going back to Montgomery. Obviously, the comparisons to any big leaguer for a college freshman are going to be a bit tricky, but a two-way guy who's extremely talented on both sides. The first pitch is foul tipped, 0-1 to Cameron Fisher. He was Pac-12 Rookie of the Year this year, Freshman of the Year. He's got power from both sides of the plate. He's stunningly athletic. We got a chance to see him move around Fenway yesterday, and we were immediately impressed. He was a guy who was with Team USA with the Stars and Stripes teams down in Cary, North Carolina. Did not make the final cut for overseas plays. 0-1, check on second.
Sam, are you a fan of the player comps? I know people love to throw them out and say, oh, he's going to be like this guy or he's like this guy.
I'm not, because baseball is a sport of failure, and there are so many opportunities and levels for guys to fail at. And putting any added pressure by throwing a name of a big leaguer on him, it feels tricky to me. 0-1 is fouled back, quickly 0-2. But especially when guys throw out names of very good big leaguers, established big leaguers, Hall of Famers, it can be a bit difficult, I think, for guys to live up to those expectations. So you won't hear me calling him the Shohei Ohtani of the Cape Cod Baseball League or of the Pac-12, but he's an exceptionally talented two-way player. Check in on second, close play, but safe there is Vaz.
And Chase Mydrov right now is playing in the hole in right, almost 40 feet in front of Braden Montgomery in right field. So the gap in the right center field part of the outfield is massive.
0-2. Missed away, close pitch. And before that pitch, Carlo, it was interesting that you mentioned that. Good timing, my friend, because Mydrov took a few steps in, peered over his shoulder at Montgomery, who then took a few steps deeper into the outfield and motioned at Mydrov that if he wants to play a deep second against Cam Fisher, he can. It'll give him some more space out there. 1-2. In the dirt goes to the backstop right through the 5-hole. Schliger can't find it. Up to third goes Vaz as Schliger goes and gets it. Ball got stuck a little bit in the bottom of the chain link fence. It is a wild pitch. Vaz moves to third now with 2 out. And a 2-2 count on Cam Fisher, who struck out his first time.
And now things get interesting because you have an excellent arm in right, an excellent arm in center. And so if a fly ball is hit out, but there's 2 outs on the board.
Sometimes we all lose track of the outs, Carlo. It's fine.
It's all right.
Happens to the best of us. 2-2, 2 out, runner on third. Here it comes. Pulled foul right side. Although I do hope we get a chance to see Braden Montgomery uncork a throw at some point this summer. There's been some highlight tape of him floating around the internet from his freshman year at Stanford, in which he uncorked some insanely strong throws from right field as a Cardinal. He's also been clocked upwards of 98 miles an hour with his fastball from the pitcher's mound. 2-2. Popped foul out of play over our heads in the press box. We'll do it again. I think suffice to say we are excited by the prospect of what a prospect like Braden Montgomery can bring to this team, especially a team that's been struggling offensively in the month of July and from the power perspective all season. Montgomery hit 18 home runs as a freshman at Stanford, certainly brings some of that dynamic. 2-0, popped up, third base side, and foul, and out of play again.
Yeah, slugged nearly 600, which is a number you just don't see with a lot of these other guys in their college careers on this YD team. And a big spot here, Sam, a Brewster team that the 2 times they beat YD earlier, the scores were 3-0 and 3-1. So another run in this top of the third can really make a big difference in this game.
especially with how Grant Taylor's looked on the other side. 2-2 again. Swing and a miss. He got him. Change up in the dirt. Schliger's got to throw it to first to complete the play. He does. Just gets him at first. A bit of a close play, but it retires the side. Robinson holds the runner at third here in the third. To the bottom half we go in a 1-0 game. Brewster leading the Red Sox. MP Sports Cards is proud to sponsor the kids' baseball clinics. If you're a sports card collector, be sure to stop by and check out the latest releases, graded card supplies, and more. Local favorite for hobby enthusiasts across Massachusetts and, of course, your Cape Cod Baseball League. Stop in our store and mention code Red Sox to get one free pack of 2022 Topps Baseball Update with any purchase. Some exclusions apply. Visit at 71 Main Street in Carver, Massachusetts, or online at mpsportscards.com. Bottom of the third, Sam Lebowitz alongside Carlo Jimenez here as the Brewster Whitecaps lead the YD Red Sox 1-0 at Red Wilson Field. Bottom of the third, the Red Sox order will go to work against the LSU right-hander Grant Taylor, who's allowed just one base runner through the first two frames. That was a leadoff single. Didn't lead to anything in the first inning. Braden Montgomery will step in and get his first at-bat for the YD Red Sox, followed by Mike Bovey and Jordan Thompson. Switch hitter batting left out of Stanford. First pitch to Montgomery is a check swing. He went around on fastball. We were voicing our excitement for Braden Montgomery's Red Sox tenure in the last half inning, talking about his defensive ability as the 0-1 heads home. Curveball bends around the plate, 1-1 on Montgomery. But the switch hitter is as athletic and powerful as they come, especially for players who just finished off their freshman season. 1-1. Fastball misses up and away. And an outstanding freshman season. He hit .294 for Stanford, 16 doubles, 18 homers. He slugged .596. He's ahead 2-1 here, and it's on its way. Away a fastball, and the count goes to 3-1. He's got some speed in his game too, although he stole just 6 bases. But for a guy who can do it on both sides of the baseball, Montgomery's bat may be more enticing than his ability to pitch. 3-1 is hit hard on the ground on one hop to the second baseman, Carson DiMartini. Throw is wide and out of the glove of David Mendham. Montgomery is safe. That should be an E4 all the way, and it will be, allowing Montgomery to reach in his first Red Sox at bat. Leadoff man aboard for the Red Sox. That was as routine a chance as you get for a second baseman. And Montgomery's throw, frankly, pulled David Mendham just a little too wide to the glove side, and it trickled out of his mitt.
So another inning where you get the leadoff hitter aboard. See if YD can take advantage here.
Mike Bovey, the hitter, another left-hander against Taylor. A close set. First pitch, he's going. Swing and a miss, strike one. Throw down is not in time. It skips past the shortstop, Davis Diaz. Backed up nicely by DiMartini, the second baseman. A stolen base for Braden Montgomery. Are they going to call him out again? They're doing this again. There's an out call somewhere. Montgomery is heading back to first base. Mike Bovey is headed towards the dugout.
It looked like they called interference again, Sam. But the hard part for Mike Bovey is he's reaching for a ball off the outer part of the plate. What is he supposed to do to get out of the way?
That's a hit and run attempt. And when you're given the sign for a hit and run by your coach, you're told you have to swing at anything to protect your runner. And how are you supposed to protect your runner if by reaching for a fastball, you're going to get called out?
I mean, Bovee swung at a pitch away and off the plate a couple inches, and his momentum moves him towards the plate. I'm just unsure what Mike is supposed to do. Is he supposed to bend the laws of physics and somehow lean backwards in time?
And it's not even as if Curtis Byrne, the catcher, made a bad throw. Here's Jordan Thompson with one out, runner on first. First pitch home is a fastball strike at the knees. So 2 times in the first 3 innings of this game, a Red Sox has been called out on an interference play on a stolen base attempt. It's a 1-1 or an 0-1 count on Thompson. First pitch, or the 0-1 rather, misses low. So Schlegel in the first inning on strike 3 to Hunter Haas was called out, even though he beat the throw at second, because Mark Delaney said that Haas got in the way of the catcher on his swinging strike. 1-1. Curve at the knees, 1-2 on Thompson. And then here, on the first pitch to Mike Bovee, he is called out. Not even sure what you scored that in your scorecard.
I just asked our writers who are next to the official score,
what does that go as?
What do we put?
1-2. Lifted foul on the right field line. Fisher, a long run, chasing this one into foul territory, but it finds some real estate, and count remains 1-2.
And the other thing that does here, Sam, is now you've had 2 stolen bases taken away because of a hitter's interference, which we haven't seen called all summer. You pretty much neutralize the running game for YD. Scott Pickler has no incentive to try to have somebody try to run again.
Especially considering both of those runners have, quote-unquote, made it safely. 1-2. Curve misses low. We count 2-2 on Thompson. Thompson out of LSU. It's 4 out of his last 13. The bat has started to perk up for Jordan. His average still sitting below 200, but up to 176. He's also driven in 11 runs. He's got 4 RBIs in his last 4 games. Works with a 2-2 count here. Runner on first with 1 out. Here it comes. Swinging and a miss, a fastball. He blew it straight by him. Thompson down swinging. That's the second out. Holding at first, Montgomery.
And the 5th strikeout of the day already for Grant Taylor, who now has 5 or more strikeouts in 4 of his 5 outings this summer. 23 on the summer. 2 more, and he's tied for the league lead.
Luke led off the game with a single in the bottom of the first. Infield plays him straight up. In the first pitch, he squares the bunt and bunts through it. And a throw back to Montgomery, who was caught fairly off the bag. He's back safely, but not by a lot. Count 0-1 on Schlegel. Luke's still trying to find the power stroke. He hit for a lot of extra base power this year with Maryland. Slugged over 600 at 22 doubles and 12 homers, but he has just 1 double so far this summer. 0-1 at the knees, a fastball. Count quickly 0-2 on Schlegel. If he can reach Hunter Haas, hits behind him. We're being told to mark that Bovee play as a hitter's interference, as an HI, which is not something I think I've ever marked in a scorecard. 0-2 upstairs. Braden Montgomery getting a fairly aggressive secondary lead. He's only about 6'1", 6'2", but it's a tall 6'1", 6'2", if that makes any sense to you. He's got long, long strides. 1-2, another check on him, and he's picked off. It looked like he got stuck in the dirt trying to get back to first base, and he is tagged out by David Mendham. A weird, weird inning for the Red Sox offensively. They go technically in order. The leadoff error, the should have been stolen base, the hitter's interference, and then that pickoff play as Montgomery looked like he was going to be safely back to first base, but got stuck in the mud a bit, heading back to the bag. We go to the 4th. Carlo Jimenez will take over on the mic in a 1-0 game with the Brewster Whitecaps leading the Whitey Red Sox.
Hey, Sox fans, have you thought about buying or selling a home? Emily Szymanski of the Salty Dog Group is your pet-friendly neighborhood realtor. As part of the team at Keller Williams Realty of Cape Cod and the Islands, Emily is your go-to resource for home buying and selling. Call Emily Szymanski at 508-221-0196 or visit thesaltydoggroup.kw.com. That's thesaltydoggroup.kw.com. We welcome you back to windy Red Wilson Field here in South Yarmouth as Chase Mydroff, the second baseman, just lost his cap. Due up for the Brewster Whitecaps, who hold a 1-0 lead over the Whitey Red Sox. It's the 4, 5, 6 hitters, David Mendham, Carson DiMartini, and Curtis Byrne. And Sam, a game here today that has had its oddities. We've seen an RBI single that ricochets hard off the body of the third baseman Thompson. We've seen a couple of hitter interferences. Not your normal day at a ballpark.
No, certainly not, Carlo. And that last half inning all to itself featured, I think, enough oddities to put in a museum. And we'll see how we can rebound and maybe have a normal rest of this baseball game, because it has been, frankly, anything but through the first 3 frames.
David Mendham, the left-handed batter, begins the top of the 4th. Here's the first pitch, and he swings and pops one up right behind home plate. The catcher, Schliger, calling for it, calling him off. The pitcher, Robinson, and he makes the catch. 1 pitch, 1 out. Don't see a pitcher call everybody off, but Bryce says, I'll do it myself. There's 1 away.
Position players are usually taught to get to that baseball and avoid having to have their pitcher make a play, but I think Bryce was the only one who really got close to that baseball. Jordan Thompson was late coming in from third. Luke Schliger didn't really seem to have any angle on it, even once he got his mask off, and Robinson calling all the way.
DiMartini, another left-handed batter, digs in. First pitch home, and he swings and belts one down the right field line, a fair ball. DiMartini rounding the bag, heading for second, going to test the arm of Montgomery. Throw in from the right fielder is on a hop. In standing is Carson DiMartini. His second hit, it's good for a double, and there's a runner in scoring position here in the top of the 4th. 1-0, Brewster leads. Not a real chance for Montgomery to make a throw as the ball was curling away from him down the right field line. The second extra base hit of the day for the Brewster Whitecaps, who are second to last on Cape in slugging percentage. And here's Curtis Byrne, who had that RBI back in the 2nd. So a runner at second. Wind still howling out to left on a sunny day here at Red Wilson. 1-0, Brewster leads YD, looking for another win against this team. Robinson deals a fastball for a strike on the outer edge to the righty out of TCU. Curtis Byrne has been hot as of late. 7 RBIs in his last 4 games if you include today. He had 1 before this 4-game stretch. As a look back at second and back on his feet is Carson DiMartini. For DiMartini, that double was just his 2nd of the summer. And after an 0 for 8 in his last 3 games, he's 2 for 2 today. Robinson, 0-1. Fastball on the outside part of the plate. No balls and 2 strikes. Trees brushing back and forth in center more than we've seen all season. You can hear the leaves rubbing against one another. Everybody on the field to play, the uniform flapping in the wind. Snap back throw to second. Mydroff, the second baseman, applies the tag, not in time. He jumps up, not in agreement, as he talks to first base umpire Patrick Burns. And at third, Hunter Haas was also doing a little bunny hop. He thought they got him. Robinson shares his 2 cents with Patrick Burns and digs back in. No balls and 2 strikes with the runner at second. 1-0 Brewster, top 4.
DeMartini's been getting very aggressive secondary leads. He's been winding about a third of the way down the line after these pitches. So good job by the Red Sox to at least keep him a little closer.
0-2. Fastball down the right field line, fouled. Byrne gets a piece. And it looked like it worked, Sam. DeMartini was a little closer on that last play. Didn't hop off as a secondary lead. Red Sox looking for their first win against Brewster since July 13th of 2021. It's July 12th, 2022. From their first base side, 0-2. Changeup, swing and a miss, strike 3. That's 5 strikeouts for Bryce Robinson. And there's 2 away with a runner at second. Here's Grayson Tatro. Tatro, a left-handed batter out of Abilene Christian. The third lefty Robinson faces in this inning. A double by Carson DeMartini. He's at second. Brewster trying to add to their 1-0 lead in the top of the 4th with 2 away. Robinson deals, and a swing and a hot shot foul down the right field line. No balls and 1 strike to Grayson Tatro. Wearing the dark blue socks pulled up just below the knees. They don't really match that aqua teal Brewster top. If you're a hockey fan, think San Jose Sharks. It's about the same color.
It really goes well with the whole ocean motif.
0-1. Change up. Catches. Low and away. No balls and 2 strikes. The only ever water, though, I've seen that blue, Sam, is lakes.
It's like an aquamarine, Carlo.
Yeah.
Aqua's in the name of the color. So, of course, it's got to be water-related.
Runner at second, 2 outs. 0-2. Swinging a ground ball left side. Right there, the third baseman, Jordan Thompson. He'll gobble it up, throw to first in time for the out, and that ends the top of the 4th. A double, a runner left stranded, and we head to the bottom of the frame. 1-0. Brewster gets a runner in scoring position, but does not bring home a run. They lead midway through the 4th. Red Shirt Fridays is a national program created to acknowledge, honor, and support our troops and first responders who put themselves in harm's way to defend our freedom. In support of this program, Yarmouth Dennis Red Sox and all the Cape League teams will be wearing a specially designed red jersey every Friday. This special weekly celebration of Red Shirt Fridays is sponsored by Zephyr Hats, Massachusetts State Lottery, and OT Sports. Support our troops and first responders and join us by wearing red each and every Friday. Carlo Jimenez with Sam Lebowitz, our producer Zack Clapp, as we welcome you to the bottom of the 4th inning, 1-0. The Brewster Whitecaps lead the Whitey Red Sox as Whitey comes to the plate here at a windy Red Wilson Field. Luke Schliger, the leadoff hitter, digs in as Grant Taylor has faced the minimum so far through 3. Right-handed pitcher looks towards the left-handed batter. First pitch on. Schliger swings at the first pitch, lofts one into center, going back to center fielder Lasko. He leaps and makes the catch head high. Ryan Lasko did not get a good jump on that ball, started in, then had to range back to his left and cut it off on the hop. There's one away on the hard hit ball to center by Luke Schliger.
It's a nice play there by Ryan Lasko. Obviously a very talented player. He was one of the 30 semifinalists for the Golden Spikes Awards, but didn't really get a good jump on that ball. That ball kind of took off on him a bit, but good closing speed to get to it.
Right-handed bat of Hunter Haas looks on. And he looks at a first pitch fastball. Did that clip him? Missed well inside. Haas thinks he did, and home plate umpire Mark Delaney does not think.
Well, no argument out of the Red Sox dugout, but it sounded to me as that ball went in that it made contact with something.
1-0 to Haas. Curveball. Misses high. And a long hold from Curtis Byrne, who faked the throw back to the pitcher, Grant Taylor, almost in shock that that was not strike one. 2 balls and no strikes. 1 out, 1-0. Brewster leads YD in the bottom of the 4th. 2-up. Hunter swings and foul taps one off the mask of the catcher Byrne, and the count 2 balls and a strike.
Yeah, Carlo, there's been some gripes with Mark Delaney's, not only his calls on those interference plays, but also gripes with his strike zone. The Red Sox have let him know that he's missed a couple calls, and I'm sure that he'll hear from Jamie Shevchuk in the Brewster dugout after that 1-0 curveball that missed down the middle.
2-1. There's another curve. That ball's above the zone. 3 balls and a strike to Hunter Haas.
That one also borderline. That was just a little higher.
Wind blowing out to left. The trees swaying in center. Shadows starting to creep onto the infield. Grant Taylor with a long shadow behind him. 3-1. Hunter Haas fouls one off down the right field line. And the count fills up. 3 balls and 2 strikes. Hunter struck out his last time up. One of 5 strikeout victims the first time through the lineup against Grant Taylor, who has faced 10 through 3 1/3. That's the minimum. 3-2. Haas swings and misses. Fastball up and in, gets him to Chase. That is the 6th strikeout for Grant Taylor. 2 up, 2 down. Here in the bottom of the 4th, and up comes Chase Mydroff.
The fastball has been really effective, and it's got some nice ride to it up in the strike zone. You saw it there. That kind of came up and in on Hunter Haas, and he just couldn't lay off of it. A nice job to work back in that count after falling behind on some questionable calls.
So 1-0, Brewster leads YD. Bottom 4, 2 outs, space is empty. Right-handed bat of Mydroff looks in. Taylor deals. Mydroff looks at a strike on the inside part of the plate. That's a changeup. And more gripes from the YD dugout. Sam, you're right behind home plate.
That one looked pretty in, I'd say.
All right.
And Chase usually lets the umpires know when they're wrong, and he did there.
0-1. Mydroff takes a fastball that paints the outside part of the plate. No balls and 2 strikes.
Can't have both, though. You can't be able to call a ball that's 6 inches off the inside corner and then give him the outside corner as well. That's just not fair to the hitters. Can't have to cover that entire plate if you're going to give so much space on either side.
0-2. Mydroff swings and foul taps one into the glove of Byrne on the curveball, and that does it. 7 strikeouts through 4 innings for Grant Taylor, dealing as he faces the minimum through 4. We head to the 5th. 1-0, Brewster's lead over YD. Giardino's Family Restaurant, a Cape Cod tradition. Giardino's is part of the community, giving back to many and various organizations. As part of the recognition, a Yarmouth Little League field is named in the memory of their dad, who founded the business in 1970. Same family, same location for 52 years. Giardino's is a family-oriented operation serving a wide range menu, sure to please everybody. Give us a try. You will come back. Visit us at 242 Main Street, Route 28 in West Yarmouth, or visit Giardino'sFamilyRestaurant.com. We welcome you back to Whitey Red Sox baseball here at Red Wilson Field. Top of the 5th inning coming your way, and a 1-0 Brewster Whitecap lead over the Whitey Red Sox. 8-9-1 due up for Brewster in the 5th. It's the right-handed bat of Parks Harbor to lead things off against the right-handed pitcher of Bryce Robinson. First pitch down the hill. Slider on the outside part of the plate. No balls and 1 strike. So far, Robinson 5 strikeouts. He's given up 4 hits. A couple of them have remained on the infield, Sam. 0-1. Fastball just misses away. 1 ball, 1 strike. Shift is on here for Harbor. Infield swung over to the left. Second baseman Mydroff playing to the left of second base. 1-1. Swinging a foul tap into the glove. Another slider, another strike. The count 1 ball and 2 strikes with nobody on and nobody out. 1-0 Brewster. Flag blown out to left. Harbor with his hands gripped against a bright blue bat. 1-2. Slider misses away. 2 balls, 2 strikes. But not bright blue in the Chatham blue. It's a aqua blue for this reigning CCBL champion, Brewster Whitecaps, defeating Bourne last year. 2-2. Swinging a ground ball on 2 chops, fouled on the left field line, says third base umpire Tom Ryberg. And another 2-2 pitch awaiting one of the better names on Cape Sam, Parks Harbor.
It's good. It's really good, especially considering that he's playing in Parks every day and that Harbor is a water term. It's almost like he was made to be a Brewster Whitecap.
2-2. Changeup misses low and away. 3 balls and 2 strikes to the Georgia Bulldog.
Maybe a bit of a reach on my part, but it's still a good name.
It is a great name. I don't think it's a reach. Harbor, 4 for his last 10. 3-2. And he swings and uppercuts one, foul territory, right field line. Mike Bovey, the first baseman, over towards foul territory, and just 1 step to the right of the line makes the glove catch for out number 1. And for Robinson, Sam, you think back to the 1 run that has been scored on 2 hits that had a chance to stay in the infield. Another great first 4 and a third for the BYU pitcher.
But he continues to look really effective as a Red Sox. And he's been doing it really just by mixing speeds, keeping guys off balance.
Right into bat of Davis Diaz. Looks at a first pitch fastball high. 1 ball and no strikes. 1-0. Brewster leads YD. Their lone run coming in the second. Low scoring has been the mantra when these 2 teams have played. Of course, haven't played as of late. Here's the 1-0 to Diaz. Slider catches off the outside part of the plate. 1 ball and 1 strike.
And Bryce is doing a really nice job of working that slider in 4 strikes in this second time through the batting order. Not as many changeups this time around, especially the right-hand hitters. More sliders.
1-1. There's a fastball shot over the head of the second baseman, Chase Mydroff, and into right field, a base hit. Braden Montgomery cuts it off. The right fielder guns one in to Chase Mydroff. It's a 1-out single for Davis Diaz. Just his 9th hit of the summer. And here's the leadoff hitter out of Vanderbilt, Javier Vaz. 1 out, 1 on, 1-0 Brewster. Vaz, a medicine, health, and safety major at Vanderbilt. Spent 2 years at JUCO. Infield double play depth with Davis Diaz at first. Throw back to first. He's back on a head first slide. Diaz with just a single stolen base this summer. Did steal 4 in as many attempts this spring with Vanderbilt. First pitch to the lefty, Vaz. Changeup misses low and away. 1 ball and no strikes. Javier, who was at LSU Eunice Junior College. Here's the 1-0 from Robertson from the first base side. Fastball misses up and away. 2 balls and no strikes. Had to attend JUCO to go to the very prestigious Vanderbilt. Get academically eligible. A guy who really didn't get his chances until last year during the College World Series in Omaha. 2-0. There's the change. There's strike 1. Catches thigh high and on the outer edge. 2 balls and a strike. In 2021, he had 4 multiple at-bat games, 3 of which came during the College World Series Finals. Vanderbilt finishing runner-ups. Check on to first. Back on a head-first slide is Diaz. First base umpire Patrick Burns with a
bit of an emphatic safe call.
Healthy safe call, as if
made sure the whole ballpark knew.
As if Diaz was sliding home. 2-1. Oh, that gets him on the right arm. Javier Vaz going to head down to first after taking a bruise. So 2 on and 1 out, and Brewster with a big opportunity after their 9-1 hitters reach. Here's Ryan Lasko, the heart of the order, coming up for the Whitecaps. Robinson, first hit by pitch of the afternoon. Bryce hasn't hit a whole lot of batters this summer. This past year at BYU, in his 60 innings, hit just 3. Lasko, a right-handed batter with good speed on the base paths. Diaz at second. Vaz at first. Lasko swings at the first pitch, pops it up, shallow left field, going back to shortstop Hunter Haas. And on the back pedal, makes the catch. Infield fly rule called by first base umpire Patrick Burns. There's 2 away. And so in stands Cam Fisher from UNC Charlotte, a 49er who was struck out twice. Two on, 2 out, 1-0 Brewster leads, top 5. Trying to add to their slim advantage. Shift is on for the left-handed bat of Cam Fisher. First pitch home. Fisher swings and misses at a change. No balls and 1 strike. Second baseman Mydroff might as well be playing shallow right field. Hunter Haas is over to the right of second base, the shortstop, and Bovey down the line, the first baseman. Robinson working from the first base side. Close stance from the pitcher. 0-1. Change misses away. Almost a throw back to first, and scurrying back to the bag, Javier Vaz back on his feet. Well, Sam, Charlotte isn't close to where the original term for the 49ers came from. Of course, a term from the gold rush in California. And you might be wondering, how? How does UNC Charlotte become the 49ers? Here's the 1-1. Swing and a miss. A change, and the count 1 ball and 2 strikes. The name comes from when the university was being established in the 1940s. It was saved from being shut down by Bonnie Cone. And due to his quote-unquote 49er spirit, Cone felt that the university embodied. He referred to the settlers that endured so much hardship in traveling across the United States to seek fortune in California. Students chose the moniker the 49ers as the school mascot. And coincidentally, the university's main front campus is located on North Carolina's Highway 49. And that's how you get the 49ers in Charlotte. 2 on, 2 out. 1-0 lead for Brewster. 1-2, swinging a looper down the right field line. Just out in front of it was Fisher. He fouls that one. And the count 1 ball and 2 strikes. Rounding third as the ball landed foul. Davis Diaz goes back to second. Javier Vaz back at first. Wind still howling out to left. A Brewster team that has left runners in scoring position once today. Trying to avoid doing it again. 1-2. Changeup just misses off the outside. 2 balls and 2 strikes to Cam Fisher. 2 strikeouts for him today. Fisher, who spent this summer, in the Coastal Plains League with the Forest City Owls. Hit .538 in 3 games. as he swings at the 2-2, pops it up, shallow right center field. The center fielder, Carey, coming in, calls off everybody and makes the catch. Mydroff and the right fielder, Montgomery, were over there as well. One hit by a pitch. No runs come across. 2 left on. We head to the bottom of the 5th inning. We're halfway home here at Red Wilson Field, and 1-0 the score for the Brewster Whitecaps. Hey, business owners, is your website generating the leads and sales that you want it to? If not, contact Deadlock, the official web development company of the Yarmouth Dennis Red Sox. Deadlock offers a comprehensive website audit that will identify ways to improve your site and increase your ROI. Check out deadlock.com to learn more. Carlo Jimenez next to Sam Lebowitz, our producer Zack Clapp here at Red Wilson Field, where the Brewster Whitecaps are hanging on by a toothpick, 1-0. Their lead over the Whitey Red Sox. Cole Carrig, Caden Connor, and Johnny Long do up. An offense for YD, still trying to solve the enigma. That is Grant Taylor, who has faced the minimum, giving up just 1 hit through the first 4 frames. Cole, switch hitter, batting from the left side. Taylor's first pitch down the hill. And Cole Carrig swings and laces one into center field. Carrig has answers as he rounds the bag at first, losing the helmet in the process. His long blonde hair revealed. And there's nobody out. Tying run at first. Here comes the go-ahead. It's another C-squared, Caden Connor. Red Sox are looking for their first win against this Brewster Whitecap team since July 13th, 2021, 364 days ago. Lost the first 2 in a home-and-home in games 2 and 3 of the summer. As Caden Connor, left-handed batter, looks on. Carrig with great speed at first. Opening offering to Connor. Change up at the knees for strike 1. No balls and 1 strike. Cole Carrig has stolen 13 bases this summer. That is second on Cape behind Riku Nishida of Hyannis. Wind blowing out to left. The jersey of Grant Taylor flapping atop the mound. Carrig leads at first. 0-1 to Caden Connor. Fastball. Catches low and away. No balls and 2 strikes just on the plate. And Sam, we've seen 2 hitters interference calls today. Do you think that's in Scott Pickler's mind as Cole Carrig leads at first? 2 stolen bases have been wiped off the board for YD.
Well, it has to be in his mind, but I'm sure that he's told his hitters that if I give you a steal sign, you can't swing.
0-2. Caden looks at ball 1. Fastball off the outside. 1 ball and 2 strikes. 1-0 Brewster. Nobody out. Tying run at first. Go ahead at the plate in the bottom of the 5th.
And what I mean by that is that if you see Scott Pickler put a stolen base sign on, you got to keep the bat on your shoulder no matter what. Because anytime you swing, even if you swing through it, chances are you might get another interference call. Obviously tougher on 2 strikes.
1-2. Misses low and away. There's the change. 2 balls and 2 strikes.
So no longer really a good hitter's count to steal it, a good runner's count, rather, with 2 strikes here on Caden Connor. But it should be noted that with Carrigg's ability to steal bases, second on Cape Cod with 13, he could probably go any time that he wants to. But Connor's just got to be careful. And if he's going to watch a pitch off the plate, he's got to make sure it's really off the plate.
Taylor peeks over his left shoulder towards Carrick. He's running 2-2, swing and a miss. Throw on to second on a line. In time, they got him. Strike him out, throw him out, and 2 gone in the 5th. Caden Connor strikes out swinging. Cole Carrick gunned down by Byrne behind the plate. A fantastic throw and a swipe tag by the shortstop Diaz. All of a sudden, in one pitch, there's 2 gone. Just the second time this summer Cole Carrick is caught stealing, and that's the 8th strikeout for Grant Taylor. Here's the right-handed bat of Johnny Long.
And a perfect throw. I mean, a perfect throw by Curtis Byrne. That was outstanding. Fundamentally done.
Long looks on, swings at the first pitch, taps it down the third base line, foul off his foot. No balls and 1 strike. The flagpole shakes back and forth and left because of the wind. A packed house here at Red Wilson Field. Fans huddled together on the mini berm down the left field line, all the way down the right field line towards that Brewster dugout. There are lawn chairs set up watching this game. Nobody on, 1-0 Brewster, 2 gone, 0-1. Long tinks, a strike. Fastball catches the outside part of the plate. No balls and 2 strikes. Long struck out swinging to end the 2nd, and Sam, Grant Taylor could once again face the minimum in a frame despite giving up a leadoff single with a strikeout here. 0-2. Curveball misses low. 1 ball and 2 strikes.
The Red Sox have 3 times had the leadoff runner aboard with the 2 singles in the era that Braden Montgomery reached on. And there's a chance for Grant Taylor to still get through the 5th inning in order.
This will be a 60-second pitch. 1-2. Long foul tips one into the glove of Byrne. 9 strikeouts for Grant Taylor through 5 frames. 6th inning coming your way here at Red Wilson Field. 1-0, the lead for the Brewster Whitecaps over the Whitey Red Sox, in part because of that right arm of Grant Taylor. We'll be right back. Fans, it's time for our 6th inning trivia contest brought to you by Coxswain Media and Pixie 103 Cape Cod's Rock. Today we'll give you the trivia question, answer to the question before the next home game by going to whiteyredsox.com/trivia. Answer correctly and you'll be eligible to win an official Whitey Red Sox game jersey signed by the 2022 Whitey Red Sox team. Here's today's trivia question. How many former Whitey Red Sox were on the Kansas City Royals in 2021? That's how many former Whitey Red Sox players were on the Kansas City Royals in 2021. Don't forget to submit your answer at whiteyredsox.com/trivia. We welcome you back to Whitey Red Sox baseball. Top of the 6th inning here at Red Wilson Field, and a new pitcher. It's the lefty from Point Loma with his parents in attendance today. Zack Veen in relief for Bryce Robinson. Veen out of Point Loma, California, with a 1.86 ERA in his 5 appearances out of the pen, 9 2/3. He has had fantastic command. Struck out 11, just 1 walk.
That last outing, though, started off good for Veen, but wound up giving up the back-to-back homers to Harwich in that game to Chris Newell and Brock Wilkin.
So we'll see if he can settle in here against the 4, 5, 6 hitters of Brewster, as in stands the left-handed bat of David Mendham. 1-0, the Brewster Whitecaps lead. Entering the 6th inning, Brewster looking for their 3rd win of the season. The top 2 teams of the Eastern Division going at it. Brewster trails YD by 2 points, 4 points, 2 wins. First pitch home, Mendham swings and chops one towards the shift, right side. Jordan Thompson, the third baseman, playing on that shift, runs over to his left, gloves it letters high, lobs to first, and David Mendham, for the second straight time, has gone on one pitch. So a 5-3 at a 4-3 positioning, and there's one away.
And he cut right in front of Chase Mydroth to make that play. I think both of them would have had a fairly routine chance, but Thompson's momentum heading that way, and both of them kind of smiling at each other after that play ended. Mydroth saying, hey, that was my ball.
Lefty Carson DiMartini looks on with one out, nobody on, 1-0 Brewster. Veen deals a slider, rolled towards the shift. Second baseman Chase Mydroth from the right field grass. Scoops and throws to first. 2 pitches, 2 outs. Zack Veen working as efficiently as you can. Here's Curtis Byrne in the top of the 6th.
And that one was Mydroth's to make.
Yeah, if Thompson's able to get to that ball, he would have had to do a headfirst dive and then throw from the seat of his pants.
I think he would have had to have started running before the pitch even was thrown to get there from where he was by the second base bag.
It's a returning Brewster player. It's the righty Curtis Byrne, who gunned down Cole Carrig, just one of 2 catchers to throw out Carrig. In the bottom of the 5th, he's on with 2 outs and nobody on in the top of the 6th. Veen deals, and the righty takes strike 1. Fastball on the outside part of the plate. Brewster won the Cape Cod Championship a season ago. Was the primary catcher in that championship season under Jamie Shevchak, who's now won 2 in the last 4. 0-1. Fastball well away. 1 ball, 1 strike. Byrne hit .333 in the playoffs with 3 doubles. He had only 2 doubles the entire regular season, but got hot at the right time. Big part of that Brewster team that was really fueled by their pitching. Here's the 1-1. Swinging a looper into right center field, ranging over the center fielder. Carrig, he makes the catch. That's a 6-5 pitch inning for Zack Veen, and a good start to the day for the Point Loma pitcher. Bottom of the 6th coming, 1-0. Brewster still hanging on to that 1-run lead over YD. No summer in Whitey Red Sox Nation would be complete without our youth baseball clinics, where boys and girls ages 5 and up can learn the game of baseball and the importance of sportsmanship. Kids get to master the fundamentals of the game and sharpen their skills in a fun baseball clinic taught by Coach Pickler and the future major leaguers on our roster. For more information, go to whiteyredsox.com/clinics. This year's youth baseball clinics are proudly sponsored by the Salty Dog Group of Keller Williams Realty, MP Sports Cards, and Giordino's Family Restaurant. Here at Red Wilson Field, I'm Carlo Jimenez. To my right is Sam Lebowitz. To my left, our producer, Zack Clapp, as we welcome you to the bottom of the 6th inning, where the Brewster Whitecaps are looking for their 3rd straight win over the Whitey Red Sox, leading 1-0. Bottom of the 6th, it's the bottom of the order for YD. Brady Montgomery, Mike Bovey, and Jordan Thompson to face the right-handed pitcher on the mound for Brewster, Grant Taylor, who has been nothing short of excellent today. 9 strikeouts, 2 hits allowed, and has faced 15 batters in 5 frames. That's the minimum. Taking on the newest Whitey Red Sox. And Sam, if you're this Whitey team, what can you do to try to get to Taylor and generate some offense?
Figure it out. Frankly, you just got to work some deeper counts, try to foul some baseballs off, work deeper counts against him, see if you can get a board against him. It's not like they haven't had any luck getting leadoff guys on. They just haven't had any luck pushing them further across, which has not been entirely their fault, but got to string some hits together.
Switch hitter batting from the left side. First pitch to Montgomery. He looks at a fastball away. 1 ball and no strikes. The longest outing for Taylor was his last one in a 4-4 tie against Orleans. Pitched 6 frames, 1-0. Montgomery swings and sends one foul down the left field line over towards the seats. And the count 1 ball, 1 strike. Allowed 5 hits, struck out 5, but didn't give up a run. In fact, Grant Taylor has not allowed a run in his last 12 innings of work. Pants flapping in the wind. The right-handed pitcher kicks 1-1. Curveball for a strike. And the count 1 ball and 2 strikes to Brady Montgomery. Making his YD debut out of Stanford, Pac-12 Freshman of the Year. 1-2. Fastball skips in the dirt. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Shadows starting to creep onto the mound where Grant Taylor is putting on a show. Shadows are covering the home plate, but Montgomery, who stands at 6'1" with his face in the sun. Bat bounces off his left shoulder, 2-2. And he takes a fastball high. 3 balls and 2 strikes. Full count with nobody out. Brady Montgomery, who set a Stanford record for most home runs by a freshman. 3-2. And he swings and fouls one back to the screen. Previous record was Paul Carey, who had 12 back in 1987. 35 years later, Brady Montgomery smashes that. 18 home runs. Nobody out, nobody on. 1-0 Brewster. Bottom 6. Montgomery looks on. Here's the 3-2 offering from Taylor. Check swing. Did he go? Yes, says third base umpire Tom Ryberg. Fastball was above the zone, but it's strikeout number 10 for the right-handed pitcher of Grant Taylor, who's now in double digits to begin at the bottom of the 6th.
And the first double-digit strikeout game of the summer for Grant Taylor, who has long since blown past his previous season high of 6 in a game. They came back against the Braves on June the 26th in Brewster, up to 10 now.
Left-handed bat of Bovee looks on with 1 out and nobody on. Taylor deals. Bovee swings, slices one down the left field line, foul. No balls and 1 strike. One out. Base is empty. 1-0 Brewster leads YD. The 0-1. Fastball misses up and away. 1 ball, 1 strike. It looks like Zack is warming up on deck for the Red Sox, activated today as well. We might get a look at both the new guys for YD. 1-1 to Bovee. And he takes high on the fastball. 2 balls and a strike, and Grant Taylor, pitch count starting to climb up there for the right-handed pitcher. On the plus side of 70. Here comes his 2-1 to Bovee. Check swing, and he waves through. A breaking ball. 2 balls and 2 strikes to him. Mike, who saw 1 pitch in his last at-bat against Grant Taylor and then was called for hitter's interference. Scott Pickler did not agree with the decision. It was a controversial call. 2-2. Bovee swings, bloops one, left center field. Racing in the center fielder, Lasco at a head-first dive. He can't catch up to it. Bovee digging for second. Throw in from the left fielder, Vaz. Not in time. Mike gets aboard into scoring position. Tying run at second base. And an opportunity for Zack in his first at-bat as a YD Red Sox to tie this game up. Zack a returning YD Red Sox, who didn't expect to be out here. 4 days ago, Mike Pusanguera is working on a story that you could check YD's website for. It's supposed to come out soon, but he talked to Lou before the game. Zack was 4 hours out from getting on a plane to fly here on vacation. His parents had enjoyed Cape so much from his summer last year that they bought a house. He wasn't coming with his parents, though, coming with his aunts and some of his cousins. First pitch to the righty. He takes a fastball for strike 1. No balls and 1 strike. And Scott Pickler called him and said, "Do you want to play?" And he told our writer, Mike, essentially, playing for Scott Pickler at YD, how could he turn that down? He hopes to be here longer than just a week. Bovee at second, the tying run, 0-1. Lou takes a ball in the dirt, and the count 1 ball and 1 strike. With the tying run at second, 1-0 Brewster leads as the shadows get longer in the bottom of the 6th at Red Wilson. Lou, this past summer at Whitey, hit just 150 in 28 games, but had a very solid junior year at Cal State Fullerton, was a Big West honorable mention, a .317 average for the righty. Open stance, the 1-1. He shows bunt, misses the baseball, and takes a strike. Fastball goes underneath the wooden bat, and the count 1 ball and 2 strikes with 1 out. Bovee at second. Lou, who stands at just 5'9", says his favorite baseball player, Sam, is Dustin Pedroia of the Red Sox. 1 out, runner at second, 1-2. Lou takes a fastball high, 2 balls and 2 strikes. Says he draws inspiration from Dustin and his ability to find success as a shorter baseball player. Wind blowing the trees back and forth in center. Red Sox looking for their first run of the day, down 1-0 in the bottom of the 6th. 2-2. Lou swings and misses at a slider, and there's 2 away. First at-bat of the summer for Zach Lou is the 11th strikeout for Grant Taylor. A lineup card flips. Here's Luke Schliger. Doesn't matter who you put in that batter's box. Grant Taylor has now struck out everybody but Schliger and Mike Bovee, who stands at second after his double. The tying run, 1-0 Brewster leads. Schliger singled in the bottom of the 1st, lined out to center on the first pitch he saw from Taylor in the 4th. Left-handed batter looks on. First pitch down the hill, and he swings and lifts one into left field, a base hit. Bovee gets the go sign from Pickler. Throw in from the left fielder, Jazz. Cut off at third by Parks Harbor, who throws back to first on a head-first slide. Safely is Luke Schliger after his RBI single to left. And YD evens the game. It's 1-1 in the bottom of the 6th. Second hit of the day for Luke Schliger, and despite Grant Taylor's 11 strikeouts, Sam, the Red Sox have drawn even in the bottom of the 6th inning.
And we've seen Luke go that way all year. Luke is a guy with a strong ability to put the bat on the baseball, and he just sits back. And it doesn't really seem to matter how hard a guy is throwing or how good they look on a mound. He seems to be able to work deep counts, put bat on baseball, and know the situation when he needs to go out and get something like that on the first pitch of an at-bat to hit hard somewhere. A really nice piece of hitting on a fastball away, taking it the way it's pitched.
Righty Hunter Haas looks at a first pitch changeup for strike 1. No balls and 1 strike. So 1-1, YD on the board. The go-ahead run now at first. Schliger, whose white uniform has turned dark brown due to all the sliding he's done today. Haas stares in. 0-1 down the hill. And he swings and pops one up foul down the right field line. No balls and 2 strikes. And every frame but the 3rd, Grant Taylor has struck out 2 Whitey Red Sox. 11 strikeouts for him today, but Luke Schliger stands at first after his RBI single to left, scoring Mike Bovee. And the 2 best pitching staffs on Cape in a duel. It's 1-1, 0-2. Fastball, strike 3 at the knees. Taylor strikes out the side. That's his 12th. But he gives up 2 hits and the tying run. Luke Schliger's RBI single knocks this game up at 1. A good one here at Red Wilson Field. Sam Lebowitz will take you the rest of the way. YD and Brewster even through 6.
Fans, the Cape Cod Baseball League All-Star Game will be played on July 23rd at Spillane Field in Wareham, the home of the Gatemen. Tickets to see the top players in the league are only $5, and we sell them here at Red Wilson Field. If you come attend a game in person, you can purchase All-Star Game tickets at the 50/50 Shed or the merchandise booth. Additionally, the Red Sox are collecting donated tickets to send a group of veterans to the game. So please consider making a $5 donation as a small way of thanking them for their service.
$5 to see the best college baseball. It's not a bad deal.
Not a bad deal, considering every other Cape Cod Baseball League game is free to attend. Not an awful deal. 7th inning here at Red Wilson Field. Zack Veen out for his second inning of work, and his first was a quick one. He threw 5 pitches, got 3 outs. He's back out here for the 7th. Gets Grayson Tatro, Parks Harbor, and Davis Diaz. The bottom third of the Brewster lineup in a freshly tied game. Luke Schliger's RBI single, knotting us at 1 apiece. Left on left, first pitch to Tatro is popped up, back of third. Over goes Caden Connor towards the corner in fair territory. He runs it down. The wind taking that ball away from him a bit, but Caden Connor staying with it. 1 pitch, 1 out. 3 of the 4 hitters that Zack Veen has faced have recorded 1 pitch outs. We've got a defensive change for the Red Sox after pinch hitting for Jordan Thompson in the last half inning. Zach Liu out of Cal State Fullerton making his season debut is back in at the hot corner, replacing Thompson 1 for 1. Here's Parks Harbor, the third baseman for Brewster. Right-hand hitter. First pitch to him is taken away, a fastball. Brewster got their run in the top of the second. A pair of hits, including one that was aided by an error that Thompson made, scoring a run for them. 1-0. Chopper towards third, and Lou will field it foul. A 1-1 count on Parks Harbor. The Red Sox telling their run in the bottom of the 6th just minutes ago on the Luke Schliger RBI single following Mike Bovey's double. The wind is blowing out towards left aggressively. That flag over the scoreboard in left is whipping. 1-1 to Harbor. Oh, up and away, a fastball. But we've yet to see any hitters really take advantage of that. 3 extra base hits in this game, all doubles. No homers as of yet. 2-1. High fly ball, not deep to right. Braden Montgomery started back, now in. He makes the catch in stride. Quick pair of outs for Zack Veen. And he's got 2 outs here in the top of the 7th. Here in this tie game.
And Luke Jewett is up and throwing that Whitey bullpen, Sam, but we know that Scott Pickler is a pitch count guy. He cares about how many pitches you throw, not how many innings you throw. And right now, Zach Veen is working at light speed atop the mound.
Nothing really hard hit against him. Here's Davis Diaz, who singled his last time through. First pitch to the right-hand hitter is a fastball that just misses the outside corner. That was just Veen's 12th pitch, working to his 6th batter. That's pretty efficient, Carlo. 1-0 on Davis Diaz. Outfield shifted to the opposite field, infield straight up. 1-0. Fastball high. Count 2-0 on Diaz. As we head later into this game, it should be noted that Brewster's perhaps best offensive hitter has not played yet today. Alex Freeland has 5 home runs this summer. 2-0, fastball strike. And he has sat this one out thus far, despite being 3rd on Cape Cod in slugging percentage and 2nd on the Cape in home runs. A bullet for Jamie Shevchuk to fire as a pinch hitter at any point. 2-1. High fly ball into center. Carrick back a few strides. It'll stay in the yard. He makes the catch in front of the fence. And that ends the inning. It's stretch time here at Red Wilson Field. Get up on your feet. It's a tie ball game between the Whitey Red Sox and the Brewster Whitecaps. It's 1-1. Hey kids, join the entire Whitey team for a meet and greet at Ryan Family Amusement on Route 28 here in Yarmouth next Monday, July 18th from 1 to 3 p.m. Players will be signing autographs, bowling, and playing catch with fans, holding an axe throwing competition, and more. Bring your glove and come for some fun with the team. That's Ryan Family Amusement on Route 28 on July 18th, next Monday from 1 p.m. to 3 p.m. Well, we hope you stretched. It's been a quick-moving game. You haven't been off your feet very long. And the Brewster Whitecaps will go to their pen for the first time today. It's a new pitcher in replacement of Grant Taylor, who was very, very good with 12 strikeouts through 6 innings, allowed just the 1 run in the 6th. He's replaced by Paul Gervais, who is an LSU right-hander. And frankly, a rather unique look on the mound. He is 6'8". Check that, 6'10" on the mound from Fuquay-Varina, North Carolina. He takes over, gets Chase Mydroth, Cole Carrick, Caden Connor. 3-4-5 in the Red Sox order. A tie game, 1-1. First pitch home, up and in. Bends Mydroth out of the way. The story for Paul Gervais is a unique one. Obviously, what stands out to you is the height. Confused as to why he's throwing baseballs instead of playing basketball with all that height. 1-0. This is inside again, and again brushes Mydroth off the plate. This one goes to the backstop. It's 2-0 quickly on Chase, who's twice struck out today. Paul Gervais has pitched for 4 schools out of high school when he was, by the way, only 6'7" as a senior. 2-0. Slider. This one misses just away. Count 3-0 on Mydroth. After high school, the only real offer he had was from a local Division III school called Pfeiffer College. And from there, he went the community college route. 3-0, missed low for ball 4. He walks his leadoff hitter and the go-ahead run on base. 4 pitches, all of them wide, to Chase Mydroth. Here's Cole Carrick.
There is action in that Brewster bullpen already that was happening before Gervais started pitching.
They had double barrel action going. Gervais the first in. So he went from Pfeiffer, which is in the USAS of Division III baseball, over to Wake Tech Community College. But then the pandemic happened. He was warned of a potential lack of funding. First pitch to Cole Carrick misses away. And we'll get a conversation between Curtis Byrne and his pitcher. He went to Wake Tech Community College, but after pitching 1 season there was told, hey, this pandemic thing might prevent us from being able to fund a baseball team moving forward. You should look elsewhere. He did. He went to Pitt Community College. And then from Pitt Community College, he started throwing 97. He was getting interest from scouts. LSU picked him up. Now 22 years of age, stands 6'10". 1-0 to Cole Carrick. Is ripped down the right field line. This ball is going to go foul wide, well towards the Brewster bullpen. Carrick might have broke his bat on that one. He'll get a new stick to swing against Gervais. Gervais is a senior in college. I mentioned that he was only 6'7". He was throwing in the low 80s. But now has been clocked in the upper 90s. Heading to the SEC this year at Louisiana State, he was one of their most effective relievers, a 1.85 ERA across 29 appearances, all in relief, 39 innings, and struck out 12 batters per 9. For Brewster, he's been just as good. This is his 7th appearance. He's allowed runs in just one of them. 12 strikeouts, 8 1/3 innings. 1-0. Misses up and in. Although the command has been an issue a bit for Gervais this summer, with 8 walks already in his 6 outings. Before that, wide one to Mydroth, which was his 9th walk. It's Jackson Nazu is the other reliever up in the bullpen for Brewster. 2-0. Breaking ball drops in for a strike. Rather now 2-2. Mydroth at first. He walked. Tie game 1-1 here in the home half of the 7th. Red Sox trying to beat their rival Whitecaps, who sit 4 points behind them in the standings. 2-2. Missed down and in. Good stop by Byrne, the catcher, on a fastball that he spiked. First time these two teams have squared off since June 13th and 14th. Those are the games number 2 and 3 on the season. Red Sox started their season in Orleans and then did a home and home against these Whitecaps. Red Sox lost both of those games, close games. 3-2, runner goes. And a pop-up. Wide of third, parks Harbor in foul territory. Might have room, he does. Mydroth chased back to first. Carrick retired, that's the first out.
And Chase got a fantastic jump. He was about halfway between first and second before that ball came home. But the hit and run put on against him, and it has not been successful, not once today, for these Whitey Red Sox. But Scott Pickler sticking with it.
It's been an interesting baseball game. Twice the Red Sox have had players called out on interference calls on stolen base attempts. Caden Connor struck out his last time at the plate when a hit and run play was put on. Cole Carrick caught stealing there. He bats now with Mydroth on at first, and they'll check on him. A fake throw to first base. That's a balk. You have to throw the ball to first base. And they will push Mydroth to second on a balk.
Gervais is trying to say he stepped off of first, but Mydroth takes second base.
That's a potentially huge play in this game because Mydroth gets into scoring position with only 1 out. On a balk from Gervais with Caden Connor, a chance to drive him home now before a first pitch. Here is the first pitch. Swing and a miss, good slider. Gervais did not balk this year for Louisiana State. But that one could be crucial. Caden Connor trying to make it stand up. 0-1. Fastball below the knees.
He continues to struggle to find that strike zone. And you mentioned, Sam, how big this is. These are 2 of the best pitching staffs on Cape in Brewster and YD. So every run just feels that more monumental in how this game is turned.
1-1, lifted in the air to center, not all that deep. Lasko back a few strides, gets behind it, makes the catch, and Meidroth's not going anywhere. That's the second out. Caden got that just off the end of the bat. And count. Johnny Long steps to the plate with 2 out. Runner still at second. Meidroth walked to lead off the inning, advanced to second on the balk. That's where he stands with 2 away. Long has twice struck out. Both of those came against Grant Taylor. Wind blown out to deep left. Right-hand hitter Long. First pitch, fastball, missed away. Still waiting for a Red Sox to get into the teeth of the wind. The Red Sox have not hit a home run as a team since Johnny Long hit one back on July the 2nd. It is July the 12th. 1-0. Swing and a miss. Big cut on a fastball. Winds at about 21 miles an hour this afternoon in South Yarmouth. But just a 1-1 game here in the 7th. 0-1 is nubbed foul. Count 1-2 on Johnny Long.
And a Whitey pitching staff that has been burned by the short fence more than the hitters have taken advantage of the short fence here at Red Wilson.
Red Sox have allowed the most home runs on Cape Cod, but have hit very few as a team. 1-2. Swing and a miss. He got him. Fastball up. Long strikes out a third time today. Strands Meidroth in scoring position. We head off to the 8th. Luke Jewett looks like he's coming in for the Red Sox in a 1-1 tie between the Whitecaps and the Red Sox. We go to the 8th in a tie game, 1-1. The Brewster Whitecaps coming to bat against a new pitcher for the YD Red Sox. It's Luke Jewett out of UCLA. Sam Lebowitz alongside Carlo Jimenez here on what has been a beautiful day for baseball. A little windy, wind blowing out to left, but hasn't really mattered for the offense. A couple of nice pitching performances by either side, including a 12 strikeout outing by the Brewster starter, Grant Taylor out of LSU. And Luke Jewett will try to keep that going for the Red Sox and try to keep this game tied before his team can come to bat in the 8th inning. Jewett making his 6th appearance, and he's been outstanding. A .81 ERA in his first 5. Has struck out 11 batters in 11 innings and allowed just 6 hits and 2 walks. Fastball, changeup, slider. It's been clocked around 93 to 95 this summer. Last pitched against Harwich in that 6-6 tie here on July the 8th. Did allow a couple of inherited runners to score, but allowed just a walk and a hit over an inning and 2/3 and struck out 3. Really settled into that outing after coming out with runners on base. Jewett will go to work here in this 8th inning against the top of the Brewster offense. Javier Vaz, Ryan Lasko, Cameron Fisher, the top 3 spots in their lineup. Vaz, a left-hand hitter, stands in against Jewett. He squares to bunt and takes upstairs for ball 1. Vaz today is 1 for 3. A walk and a hit by pitch. Or excuse me, a double and a hit by pitch. 1-0. Fastball missed inside. Count 2-0 on Jewett. Try to settle a release point and work back into this count. Vaz out of Vanderbilt, who has pumped his average up over 300 with his double earlier in this game, was hitting 297 coming into this game. 2-0 is fouled straight back. It's a 2-1 count from Jewett to Vaz. Luke working from the third base side of the rubber. Here it comes. Take in just low, breaking ball. Get you the scores from around the league right now here in this 8th inning. Every game in action as of now. The Katuitt Kettleers, the Hyannis Harbor Hawks, look like they're in the middle of a fine ball game over in Katuitt. 3-1 is popped foul and out of play. Count runs full. Katuitt in the top of the 6th leads Hyannis 6-5. Similar to this game, those are the top 2 teams in the Western Division. The 2 teams at the top of the Eastern Division. Elsewhere in Falmouth, the Bourne Braves lead the Commodores 3-1. That's in the top of the 5th. In Wareham, the Anglers leading the Gatemen 5-3 at Spillane Field. That's in the top of the 4th. 3-2. Lifted foul left side. We'll do it again. And then over in Harwich, freshly underway there, as the Orleans Firebirds lead the Mariners at White House Field 1-0, just the bottom of the 2nd there. Another 3-2. Chopped foul up the first baseline. We'll do it again.
For Jewett, this will be the 8th pitch of the at-bat. His counterpart, Zack Veen, threw 13 pitches against 6 batters.
Just a bit different in terms of efficiency. So far, though, 3-2 from Jewett. Upstairs, ball 4. He walked him. Good at bat there from Vaz to work aboard a leadoff walk. Here in the 8th inning, a tie game. Guy who can run aboard. Vaz has 6 stolen bases. Has yet to be caught stealing. Ryan Lasko now. Lasko today is 0 for 3. He's also struck out, made a couple of nice defensive plays in center field. We'll check on Vaz at first. Lasko's been a struggling hitter through the summer. Been better as of late since returning from North Carolina from the Team USA Stars and Stripes scrimmages. He's 5 for 14 over his last 4 games coming into today. First pitch to him. Slider for a strike over the outside corner. He is still just hitting .217. But a first-team All-Big Ten player who hit .349 for Rutgers with 16 homers. Certainly a threat, if there is one, in this lineup right now. Another check on Vaz. Closer play, but safe.
And Lasko came to this Brewster team with his teammates from Rutgers, Ryan Fitzpatrick, Dale Stanovich, 2 of the best pitchers on Cape this summer, but both guys gone. He's the lone Rutgers player on this Brewster team.
Another throw over, and again, Vaz back in safely.
I'll be interested to see, Sam, if Vaz decides to take off and Lasko swings. We've already seen 2 hitters interference.
Another 3 in a row checks on Vaz at first base. Could certainly be interesting, and if there is more of an egregious interference call and it's not called, then watch out Scott Pickler. He might become irate. 0-1 in the dirt. Good block by Schliger. Crowd starting to dwindle. The wind has maybe blown some fans home.
Not literally. You got to clarify when it's 20-mile-an-hour winds.
Despite how warm it is today, 76 degrees right now, it is not the most comfortable to be outside with all this wind swirling. 1-1. Pitch out. Nothing's going on. Misses away. It's 2-1. Red Sox trying to catch Vaz there, but Brewster not putting any steal play on, so the pitch out just goes for a ball. 2-1 count on Lasco. Another check on Vaz at first. He's back in standing this time. Red Sox paying lots of attention. Jewett doing a good job of holding him on so far. But he'll have to work from behind in this at-bat to Ryan Lasco. A white arm sleeve on his right arm. An elbow guard on the left. Black helmet atop his head adorned with that Rutgers R. And the 2-1 misses high. Count 3-1 on Lasco. It's a big pitch brewing here. Don't want to walk a second straight hitter if you're Jewett, but you also don't want to give him something too good. 3-1. Swing and a miss. He challenged him with a fastball and he blew it by him. So the count runs full. We'll see what kind of play Brewster puts on if they move Vaz with a 3-2 count. Still none out here in this top of the 8th inning of a tie game. Lasco chokes up before a 3-2, and they will check on Vaz one more time before the payoff pitch. This game slowing down to a bit of a halt here in this 8th inning with all the checks on the runner at first and 2 straight full counts to start the frame by Luke Jewett. Hands held high for Lasco. 3-2, he's going, and it's fouled off right side. We'll do it again. Not a lot of offense in this game. A run for each team. Brewster's got 5 hits. YD's got 4. Only 3 extra base hits, all doubles between the two teams. YD with a bloop double by Mike Bovey. Brewster's got a pair. Another 3-2. He goes again. And a swing and a miss for strike 3. The throw down. Maidraw's tag. They got him. Strike him out. Throw him out. Double play. Doesn't get more exciting than that. Erases the runner off first. It's 2 out. Nobody on here in the 8th. Yeah, Luke Schliger threw a strike on a slider, no less. Not even a fastball. Still a pretty good pitch to throw on as it was away from his body. And Chase Maidroth, an excellent pick and tag.
First time Javier Vaz has been thrown out.
Here's Cameron Fisher, left-hand hitting right fielder, 0 for 2 today. Rather, 0 for 3 today. He's struck out twice. Infield shifts well right. The first pitch, a check swing. Did he go? No, says the third base umpire, Tom Ryberg. Get some gripes from the YD dugout. But a 1-0 count on Fisher. Here it comes. Swing and a miss. Fastball away from him. Fisher has homered this season. That singular homer came in his last game. A big performance against the Harwich Mariners at White House Field, in which he had 3 hits, 2 for extra bases, including a homer. His biggest output of the summer. 1-1. Skips in at his feet. Count 2-1 from Jewett to the UNC Charlotte 49er, Cameron Fisher. It's a second-team all-freshman All-American by Baseball America this year. 2-1. Line foul right back to the screen. It's a kinesiology major out of Knoxville, Tennessee. Even count on him. 2-2, 2 out, nobody on. Here comes. Rolled foul up the first baseline. Comes from an athletic family. His father, Chip, played football at Western Carolina. And his mother was a two-time All-American in high jump at Adrian College. 2-2 again. Popped up, back of short in a left center field with some carry to it. Caden Connor, Cole Carrick converging. It's Carrick to make the catch and end the inning. A leadoff walk set aside thanks to the stolen base attempt that ends in a caught stealing on the strikeout. We go to the bottom of the 8th. Here at Red Wilson Field, we're all tied up 1-1. We're humming along here at Red Wilson Field in a tie game between the Whitey Red Sox and Brewster Whitecaps. It's 1-1 here in the bottom of the 8th at Red Wilson Field. Sam Lebowitz alongside Carlo Jimenez. We thank you for spending your Tuesday evening with us. Just around 7:15 on your clock, Braden Montgomery will start off the Red Sox here in the bottom of the 8th. Montgomery followed by Mike Bovey and Zack Liu. Bottom third of the Red Sox order, but some thump in some of these hitters. Montgomery specifically in his Red Sox debut, he stands in against Paul Gervais, the tall right-hander from the first base side of the rubber. He deals a first pitch slider that bends over the knees for strike one. In his Red Sox debut, the Pac-12 Freshman of the Year Montgomery is 0 for 2. He reached on an error. Switch hitter batting left against the right-hander Gervais. 0-1. Swing and a miss. He took his home run hack. He came up empty, a fastball. Count quickly 0-2. On Montgomery, who homered 18 times this year for Stanford. That was a team record for a freshman. 0-2. And it missed a little inside. Montgomery this year did have some issues with the strikeouts. 73 of them this year for the Cardinals. Only 18 walks. 1-2. Down at his feet. Count 2-2. Overall, a slugging percentage at .596 for Stanford. That's pretty high. The Red Sox as a team are down around .300 in terms of slugging percentage, so maybe some power that Montgomery can add. 2-2. High pop-up along the left field line towards foul territory. Vaz and the third baseman Harbor, it falls. Harbor into a slide, couldn't come up with it. So another chance for Montgomery. The count remains 2-2. The wind is swirling that way, well out to left field. The flag above the scoreboard and straightaway left is whipping violently. Has been all game. Winds clocked at about 21 miles an hour all day here in South Yarmouth. Standing on field during batting practice today was sending my hair every which way and direction.
It's a great day to fly a kite.
And great day to hit a home run if you can get one up into the jet stream. Red Sox would take one here in a tie game in the 8th. 2-2. Foul tipped at home plate. He'll get another one. This time a changeup from Gervais. Montgomery got off the plane yesterday from the West Coast and joined the Red Sox in Boston at Fenway Park. as the Red Sox, along with all Cape League teams, had about 2.5 hours on the field at Fenway to work out, do their standard pregame routine. Of course, Red Sox did not play a game at Fenway. It was just a workout day, but still a great thrill. Montgomery said he was glad that he got there yesterday. No better day to join the team. 2-2, breaking ball in there, strike three called. He got him over the outside corner. He backdoored a slider, and Gervais picks up the strikeout. His second in his now inning and a third of relief. Second time Montgomery has been struck out in his summer debut. Here's Mike Bovee. Bovee, and his last time through, he poked a double to the opposite field and wound up scoring the tying run. That was in the sixth. He scored on Luke Schliger's RBI hit. That's where we stand, just 1-1. First pitch to Bovee is a fastball in for a called strike over the outside corner. 0-1. Bovee overall today is 1 for 2. He was called out on hitter's interference in his first time up. An odd call. You don't see it every day. 0-1. Fastball on the outside corner. Bovee kind of leans back, and he'll give Mark Delaney just a bit of his mind with a condescending glare. He's behind 0-2, and he'll have to work out of the hole he's in. 0-2 again. Swing and a miss. He got him. Fastball up. And Bovee is struck out. Back-to-back strikeouts to start the eighth. Time running out for the Red Sox if they want to win this game. And Zack Liu will try to get a two-out rally going against Paul Gervais.
Liu did not hit a home run last year here at YD and only one this past season at Cal State Fullerton.
He's only about 5'8". He's not a big guy. Also making his Red Sox debut. He pinch hit for Jordan Thompson, stayed in the game. First pitch. Slider missed away. Struck out his first time through. The Red Sox now as a team with the 2 in this inning have struck out 14 times today. They have twice struck out 16 times on the season in a game. 1-0. Ripped down the line and foul up towards the Red Sox bullpen. Liu got ahead of a fastball there. No action in the Red Sox bullpen. It looks like Luke Jewett will get a second frame after he settled in nicely in the eighth inning after walking the leadoff hitter. 1-1 on Liu. Here comes. Check swing. Did he go on a slider? They're going to say he did. They count 1-2. Mark Delaney calling that himself instead of asking for help from his first base umpire, Patrick Burns. 1-1 tie, bottom half of the eighth inning. A run in the second for the Whitecaps, a run in the sixth for the Red Sox. 9 combined hits between these two sides. Not a lot of traffic. 1-2. Taken in there for a called strike 3, a fastball at the knees. Paul Gervais strikes out the side in a 1-2-3 eighth inning. We go to the ninth here at Red Wilson Field. It's the Whitecaps 1, the Red Sox 1 on the Cape Cod Baseball Network. let me know if this sounds familiar. The Whitey Red Sox, the Brewster Whitecaps, playing a tight baseball game? Well, it's true, as the third time this summer that these two teams have squared off, and it has been a quick-moving, low-scoring affair. Red Sox lost the first two times that they squared off against the Whitecaps by scores of 3-0 and 3-1. It's 1-1 here as we enter the ninth inning at Red Wilson Field. Whitecaps will have their last chance to score, and they've got David Mendham, Carson DeMartini, and Curtis Byrne. That's 4, 5, and 6 in their order due here in the top of the ninth. Sam Lebowitz alongside Carlo Jimenez. Luke Jewett back to the mound for the Red Sox. First pitch to the left-hand hitter is a changeup that floats in, strike one to David Mendham. Mendham, the cleanup hitter for Brewster, is 0 for 3 today. Twice in the air, including a pop-out to the pitcher. That was Bryce Robinson, who threw the first 5 for the Red Sox and looked good doing it. 0-1. Taken down the middle, a strike. Infield shifts again, well right on Mendham as they have all day. Hunter Haas, the shortstop, the lone infielder on the left side of second. Zack Lou, the third baseman, playing closer up the middle, more in that standard second base position. Chase Meidroth deep and right in the horseshoe. 0-2. Checks his swing. Did he go? Yes, he did. First strike, 3. A fastball, a half swing, 3 pitches, 3 strikes. Luke Jewett picks up his second strikeout in relief.
And this is a Brewster team, Sam, that has tied 5 of their last 9 games. A lot of ties as of late for the Whitecaps, and they need a run to avoid another.
Here's Carson DeMartini, another left-hand hitter. The defense stays in the same alignment on the infield. The outfield deep but straight up. First pitch, slider that misses inside. And the count 1-0. DeMartini's had a good day. Reached on an infield single, scored the Brewster run in the second. And poked a double on the right field line in the ensuing at bat. 1-0 is fouled off towards the Red Sox dugout. No action in the Brewster bullpen. So it seems that regardless of what happens in this ninth inning, at least for the time being, Paul Gervais will get the ball for his third inning of work in the bottom of this ninth inning. Jewett's got to get through the top half first. 1-1. And a changeup that floats in at the knees. Count 1-2 on Carson DeMartini. DeMartini has a pair of homers this summer. If you think about him trying to untie this game with one swing. Here's the 1-2. Upstairs, a fastball. For Virginia Tech this year, he hit 15. Not a big guy, about 6 foot. But in a big freshman season that saw him on the ACC's all-freshman team. 15 homers, 14 doubles. 2-2. Off the fist, against the shift, Hunter Haas over. It lands foul. Just foul, about 2 or 3 feet wide of the left field line, just past the infield dirt. Red Sox tied their last game. That was against Chatham on Sunday, a 6-6 tie that they came from behind with a ninth inning run to avoid a loss. 2-2. Swing and a miss. He got him. A fastball. Back-to-back strikeouts for Luke Jewett. Start the 8th inning. He gets through a couple of power hitters in Mendham and DeMartini, and Curtis Byrne, a right-hand hitter, will take the swings with 2 out and nobody on.
And Jewett has been absolutely filthy in a Whitey uniform this summer, Sam. Just looks in control every time he takes the mound.
He's certainly in control here. First pitch to Byrne is popped up right side of the infield. Bovee gives way to Chase Meidroth, the second baseman, who makes the catch one-handed. A quick ninth with a pair of strikeouts for Luke Jewett. He gives the Red Sox a chance to walk it off. We go to the bottom of the ninth. You're at Red Wilson Field. Last licks for the Sox in a 1-1 game between the Red Sox and the Brewster Whitecaps. We go to the bottom of the ninth, and the Red Sox cannot lose this game. They've ensured themselves at least 1 point in the standings, but Brewster has a chance to grab a point too, and that matters, because if this game ends in a tie and each team gets a point, then the Whitecaps, the second-place team behind the Red Sox in the Eastern Division standings, would keep pace with them at 4 points behind. The Red Sox can win, though, here in the bottom of the ninth. Without extra innings in the Cape Cod Baseball League, it'll be the last hope for the Sox in a 1-1 tie. Top of their order to face Paul Gervais, the 6'10" right-hander who's worked 2 brilliant innings of relief. He's out there for a third. Luke Schliger, first batter to face him. First pitch, up and in for ball 1, a fastball. Schliger has had as good a day as any Red Sox. They have 4 hits on the board. He has 2 of them, including the RBI hit that knotted the game up in the 6th. That's where we stand at 1-1. 1-0 to him. Swing and a miss. Fastball away. They count 1-1 on Schliger. Sun begins to set about 7:30 here in Yarmouth. Some fans have gone home, but the diehards still here, hoping to see a walk-off celebration and a Red Sox win. 1-1 to Schliger. Taken over the inside corner, a slider for a called strike. The outfield about as deep as you can get, especially in center and right. Cameron Fisher and Ryan Lasko are playing just paces in front of the outfield fence. Lasko is shaded to the opposite field. Lots of room in right center. The infield, though, is straight up. 1-2. Away, a fastball. The count runs even. 2-2 to Schliger. Luke has gotten on base about at a 4.5%, or rather a 45% clip. Coming into the day, it was a 444 on base percentage. He's reached in 2 of his 3 trips today. He's got 13 walks. 2-2. Fouled off. He'll see another. Red Sox dugout. There's not a person in that trench that's sitting. Everyone to their feet. Everyone up against the fence. Hunter Haas and Chase Meidroth to follow Schliger here in this 9th inning. 2-2. Low for ball 3. A fastball, and the count runs full on Luke Schliger. Leading off the 9th inning in a tie game. Trying to find his way aboard for a Red Sox team that has struggled offensively as of late. Here's a 3-2. Swinging a foul tip held by the catcher, Curtis Byrne, for strike 3. So Schliger comes up empty on the payoff pitch. Can't find his way aboard.
It's now 5 straight strikeouts.
And that's the 17th strikeout for Red Sox hitting in this game. That is a season high. They have twice struck out 16 times. 17 today. That is a first for the Whitey Red Sox in 2022. Here's Hunter Haas, right-hand hitter. First pitch to him. Slider that drops in on the corner. 0-1. We have some defensive changes for Brewster. Looks like Alex Freeland has gotten into the game. He'll play shortstop, and Davis Diaz slides to third. 0-1. Fastball that misses away. That leaves Parks Harbor out of the game. One and one count on Hunter Haas, who has struck out in all 3 of his trips today. It's been a tough day for Hunter, as has been the case for many Red Sox hitters. 1-1, fouled off. Might have hit off a car back there in the parking lot, that last foul ball, as the Red Sox faithful lets out a yell. Haas trying to find his way aboard, or maybe get into a baseball and pull one out to left. Hunter has a homer this year. 1-2. Rolled up the middle softly. Second baseman Martini on the backhand. His throw across the infield is in time. A nice backhand play by the second baseman, Carson DiMartini. And the Red Sox, if they're going to win this game, they'll have to do so with 2 out and nobody on in the 9th inning here in this 1-1 tie. It's Chase Meidroth who will hit and try to extend this game. Chase is 0 for 2. He walked his last time through after striking out in his first 2 at-bats. Chase has a homer this year. That came here at Red Wilson Field. Wind blowing out to left. See if it's on his mind. First pitch. Slider lined up the middle, a base hit. A line drive single by Chase Mydroth. Red Sox have their 5th hit. And this game will go at least another batter. Cole Carrig will hit with Mydroth on at first. And we'll have a pinch runner. It looks like Homer Bush is going to come and run for Mydroth. Mydroth just an average runner. Homer Bush as fast as anyone on Cape Cod.
And no one warming up in that Brewster dugout, Sam, but Gervais is pushing 45 pitches.
He doesn't look exceptionally gassed. Still throwing hard, still around the strike zone. Might be running on pure adrenaline right now. Cole Carrig, the hitter. Carrig today has a single in 3 trips. They'll check on Bush at first before the first pitch. Homer has 6 stolen bases this season, has not been caught. And he can fly. First one is rolled foul. If Carrig can get a ball in the gaps or down a line, Bush would have a chance to score, especially running on contact with 2 out. Carrig has a homer, 4 doubles this year if you're looking at extra base power. Hitting above 300, switch hitter batting left, 0-1 count coming to him. Here it is. Slashed foul, left side out of play, and the count 0-2. And the Red Sox are down to their final strike in this one, in this tie game. He won't go extras. It's a Cape League rule, not until the playoffs start. And this very well could be a playoff matchup. The top 2 teams in the Eastern Division. The Whitey Red Sox leading the Brewster Whitecaps in the East with 3 weeks to go in the season by 4 points. Each team at the moment would get a point if this game ends in a tie. 0-2, he's going. Swing and a miss, strike 3, and that'll do it. Another tie here at Red Wilson Field. This one ends 1-1, a low offensive game for either side, and it ends in a stalemate. Another Brewster tie. They have tied now 6 times in their last 10 games. The Red Sox notched their 6th tie of the summer and their 2nd consecutively. And we join you into the broadcast booth. Sam Lebowitz alongside Carlo Jimenez. And Carlo, pretty much identical line scores for both teams. A run on 5 hits with an error, but they got there a little bit differently. Bryce Robinson was pitching to a little more contact than his opposite number, the LSU right-hander Grant Taylor. And for the Red Sox, again, we've seen this the past few weeks, strikeout totals that are just snowballing on the Red Sox.
Yeah, today 18 strikeouts as a team, and that's the most they've had all season. You knew this was going to be a pitcher duel coming in. The top 2 pitching staffs on the Cape in terms of ERA, but 18 is a number that I think everybody agrees is way too high. One off the Cape high all summer here on Cape Cod. So 18 strikeouts for a team, you're happy to come away with at least a tie when you strike out 18 times, but we know this offense is capable of so much more than just 1 run.
Well, the Red Sox avoid a loss in the L column today. They take another tie, as do the Whitecaps. These 2 rivals keeping pace with each other in the Eastern Division standings. The Red Sox now still remaining 4 points up on Brewster atop the East, and they will see the Whitecaps 2 more times over the next 5 games. This is a huge stretch for the Red Sox that they continue against the Bourne Braves tomorrow here at Red Wilson Field, another 5 o'clock start. 2 games into this 7-game stretch that featured 6 games against the Brewster Whitecaps or the Chatham Anglers. Both games have ended in ties. That one on Sunday, a 6-6 tie, a little more offense than we got today. A 1-1 finish here at Red Wilson Field. For Carlo Jimenez, for our producer, Zack Clapp, I've been Sam Lebowitz. Red Sox fans, we'll see you tomorrow. 5 o'clock first pitch against the Bourne Braves.